Hi guys, this is Shreyas and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to take a long-term look of the Pixel 4a. You know, the Pixel 4a has been a hit since it came out, especially in the Western markets. But especially in India, it came out a lot later and at a price which was tough to justify to a lot of people. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been using the Pixel 4a. I got it in the first sale in India. Today I'm going to tell you about my long-term review of this Pixel 4a and if it is worth it to buy in India or not. And if you're noticing this matte texture behind the Pixel 4a, it's not exactly like the Pixel 4a. This is one of the clear skins that is provided by Gadgetshieldz. I'm happy to announce that I'll be partnering with Gadgetshieldz from here on, and all of you Tech That Out viewers can get a 10% off on your cart value by using the coupon code TTO10. So you can go down in the link in the description, go from there and check out Gadgetshieldz. Also, don't forget to use the code TTO10 on your checkout so that you get a 10% discount on your Gadgetshieldz purchases. So again, before moving on, hit that like button, get subscribed and turn on notifications so that you know about me putting out another video for you guys. With that said, this is Shreyas and let's check that out. So let's start with the unboxing experience. I want to say that this has been a very minimal unboxing experience compared to other phones. Even in this price segment, which is around 30,000, you get a lot of things in the box. Now fortunately, you do get an 18-watt charger in the box. You can check out my detailed unboxing video, which should pop up in the card right now and should be mentioned in the link in the description as well. So don't forget to check it out. Now the Pixel 4a does not come with a screen protector pre-attached. There is no case in the box, but you do get a USB C to C cable, an 18-watt charger, which is very compact and nice looking to be honest, and type A to type C OTG adapter to transfer your files probably. Now first thing about the build and looks of it. First of all, this only comes in one variant and one color as well. So it comes in a 128GB plus 6GB RAM variant only, and it only comes in this particular black color. What I want to say is the materials used are really good. Although it is plastic, it is premium plastic and not like the ones you see in these mid-range Samsung phones which get scratched very easily. Not just that, this is the most compact phone I have used in a long time, and not just compact, it is very light as well. Everybody I handed this phone to, the first thing they told me is not about the display, not about the materials, but that how light this was and how compact it was, and that this was one of the phones which they could use with one hand only. And I would totally recommend this particular phone for most people who do not care about specs. I'll mention more about it in my conclusions. Now the next thing that grabs your attention is the display. I would say for a 30,000 rupee phone, this is a really good quality display. The OLED panel is really good. It gets decently bright. It's not the brightest out there, but that's completely fine, but it gets pretty much bright. Also, it does get a HDR certification of HDR10 and not 10 plus, mind you, but it is that bright. And the OLED panel quality is very good. Now I can understand that a lot of people will say that, oh, it's not high refresh. I completely agree. And especially that most of the displays I interact with on a daily basis are either 120 Hz or above. My monitor is 165 Hz, my phone and tablet are 120 Hz. When I come back to the Pixel 4a, it does feel jarring, but I have used this phone on long stretches without using my OnePlus 8 Pro, and your brain kind of tunes it out and you get used to the 60 Hz refresh rate on the day to day. And let's face it, during media consumption or anything, the refresh rate doesn't make a huge difference, so I am pretty happy with it. Not just that, the bezels of the phone are really minimal as well, and you do not have a thick chin or anything, and the punch hole looks big because the form factor of the phone is very small, but it's actually not that big as a whole. It just relatively looks big. Alright, now that that's out, some things you should know about the Pixel 4a is that it comes with a single SIM slot, nano SIM only. There is no micro SD expansion in this particular phone, but you could get dual SIM support by using an eSIM. Now coming to another thing that will be very important for you is the call quality. Now the earpiece of this phone was really good. Like, it was so loud and clear. I enjoyed taking phone calls, and also that this is very small. It was really easy to hold it up to your ear and take longer calls with the earpiece itself. Now that's something I really enjoy. And if you don't like taking calls by the earpiece, you have a lot of options. Not just Bluetooth earphones, but yes, you can use a wired earphone as well, because this phone comes with a 3.5mm headphone jack, and that's a big deal to me. Now talking about that earpiece, it also doubles as a second speaker. Now the speakers get ample loud, but I would say that the stereo separation for this particular phone is really great. So the media experience, all in all, I would give a solid A. The only thing it is missing is probably a bit more brightness and the HDR10 Plus certification, which it does not have. Now let's come to the biometrics. This phone unfortunately has only one type of biometric, which is the fingerprint sensor, but this is one really good fingerprint sensor over here. It's very fast, it's snappy, and capacitive fingerprint sensors have always been superior to any in-display solution. That's my take on it. It's really fast. And not just that, Google has its own touch to it. Like, you can drag down on the fingerprint sensor and bring down the notification pane. I feel like a lot of big phones could have some feature like this, because this being a small phone, bringing down the notification pane like that is really cool in my opinion. Now let's come to one of the special Pixel things which is popular in all Pixels since it came out. So that's the camera. Now, I have been really happy with the camera performance of the Pixel 4a. It's just a 12.2 megapixel camera, but I'm telling you, this is where numbers are not relevant anymore, and this Pixel makes sure you get absolutely great pictures no matter what the condition is. It's a point and shoot camera. All I would recommend is please do tap to focus or expose sometimes. There are some things that really help you click better pictures, like the shadow slider. Like, you have a separate slider for pulling up and down the shadows of your particular scene, getting a live preview of it and then capturing it. The HDR performance is just absolutely incredible. I love it. The colors reproduced are very good. Sometimes the white balance is not very accurate, but if you adjust the white balance and bring it to the white balance of the scene you were in, I feel the colors have been accurate in that particular white balance, definitely. And that's something I really appreciate about this phone. Now, if you zoom in too much, yes, the details won't blow you out because it's obviously a 12 megapixel sensor. But if you want a good point and shoot camera, this is the best you can get. And talking about that, you can check out my separate and dedicated camera review of the Pixel 4a. There are 2 separate videos regarding it. You can check them out in the cards above again, or the description below. I will make sure I mention the links of those so that you can check it out. Now, one thing that the Pixel 4a does best among 30,000 rupee phone, in my opinion, is low light photography. Now, it has an incredible night sight feature, and not just that, this is one of the few phones you can use for astrophotography as well. Now, I have not been to regions which are suitable for astrophotography, but I have done my best from the terrace of my flat, and these are some examples. You can totally look through them. And I honestly really appreciate that you can get these by just 4-minute exposures from a particular smartphone that costs you 30,000 rupees. It's just incredible in my opinion. So overall, for 30,000, I would rate this an A+ camera. Now next, let's move to probably the weakest point of this phone, which is the performance. Now, it is just the weakest in comparison. It is powered by the Snapdragon 730. It is not a 5G enabled chipset. First of all, it could be a deal breaker for you, but it isn't for me. Day-to-day performance has not been a problem at all. Now, if you consider that it's a 60Hz screen, yes, you might feel that it's a bit jittery, but it's not. Performance has been completely smooth. I haven't had any problems, and there were a few bugs I presented in my initial Pixel 4a review, which you can again check out in the link in the description or the card above. But they have gone away, honestly. Yes, now you can talk about the gaming performance. Obviously, it's a 730G. It's not the best performer out there, but it will get the job done. Now, the next thing is RAM management is really great. And I was surprised. It's just a 6GB RAM variant, and I'm used to my 12GB RAM phone on my OnePlus 8 Pro. And the RAM management has actually been really great, and I have no complaints regarding that. The other part, which could be a concern, is the battery and charging. Now, this comes with around a 3300 mAh battery. What I would say is that 33 mAh battery is small, yes, but the battery life you get out of a 3300 milliampere battery is really good, because there were times I was easily getting 5.5 to 6 hours of screen on time, which is really great given that this is a 3300 milliampere battery. So in that way, if it is not that, if you don't want the battery champ in this particular price segment, I think you can take the risk on the Pixel 4a. And it does come with an 18 watt charger only. It takes around 1 hour 15 minutes to 20 minutes to get fully charged from dead to 100. It's not the fastest charger out there clearly, and it's not the fastest charging phone as well, but given that this is a 3300 milliampere battery, it does not take that long a time like 5000 milliampere batteries if you were charging via a 15 or 18 watt charger. Now the most interesting part of the Pixels are obviously software and software features. Now this could be a long segment. I'm planning to make a separate video. So the Pixel actually gets a lot of updates around these features. I recently made a video about the March feature drop. It's about a set of features that got added with a particular security patch update. Software updates have never been a problem for me, and I'm also excited to use the Android 12 developer preview. I've used it for a brief while, and I'm gonna do it when the second update comes out for the Android 12 developer preview, and also excited to check out the betas. So you should definitely let me know down in the comments if you want to see videos exclusively on those or not. I mean, there are small things. I told you about the swipe down gesture on the fingerprint sensor to bring down the notification pane. You can copy text from any place when you go into the multi-window setting. More battery specific features have also been added since I got it. There is an extreme battery saver mode and an optimized charging mode as well. So these are things that really enhance your experience for using a Pixel 4a. And that's my point with this particular phone. You don't get it for the raw performance, you don't get it for, you know, being the best looking in the class or something like that. I feel this is like the minimalist phone, and I feel this is the perfect phone if you want to give your parents a phone, to be honest. And if they're looking for a phone, I would definitely recommend the Pixel 4a. Now there are few specific reasons you would really want a Pixel 4a. Now first, I feel is the form factor. This is just unbeatable. Like, I do not see any other phone even in the higher price range which has such a compact and nice form factor. Not just that, it's very light. It's pretty durable as well because the plastic material is really good and it has a glass screen. Now next thing is the headphone jack. This is one of the few phones which retains the headphone jack, so that's a huge bonus, I feel. Another thing is obviously the cameras. The cameras are a delight to use. Trust me, I have loved using the cameras. Yes, the video is not as good as the photography is on this particular phone, but I still feel that this is the A+ camera you can get for this particular price segment. And the next reason is, if you are a software enthusiast or an Android enthusiast, this is the best software experience you can get and close to stock Android, and be updated with all the Google and Android specific features that come. So you will be on top of it if you are a Pixel 4a owner, and that is why I feel that you should get a Pixel 4a. Yes, about the people who are hardcore users, I won't recommend it. I'll tell you the weak points of it is probably the form factor could become a disadvantage if you want a bigger screen usually. So it's not the biggest screen out there. Another thing is the battery. Yes, the battery capacity is really less, although it's optimized very well, but still if you really use it heavily and do a lot of gaming, you can deplete it in like 4 hours of screen on time or so, and that could be a concern. And not just that, if your battery is depleted, you don't have any form of fast charging out of the box. But this does support Qualcomm quick charge and PD standards of charging. So when I use it using my 65 watt PD charger, it does charge up really fast, and it charges up around within 45 minutes or 50 minutes. So that's something you can consider. That's about it for my Pixel 4a long-term review. I hope you liked it. Drop in your suggestions and feedback or questions in the comment section below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Also, if you are planning to get a skin for the Pixel 4a, Gadgetshieldz is one of the few companies who have good skins for Pixel 4a, and you can try them out, and don't forget to use my coupon code TTO10. So that's been it for this particular video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.